situation.
All right, I'm going to call this meeting to order. So, everybody will stay in.
Let us pray. Almighty and gracious God, we do give you thanks for this time together to do the work of the city and just help keep things moving forward. We do lift up all those fighting COVID within our city, but also the state and the county, the state, and our nation. We also think of Haiti and the situation there and the loss of life and the devastation there. Raise up all those who will go and give aid, the first responders, the care centers, the groups that gather together, I think Convoy of Hope and many others. So be with them as they reach out to help those people. We also think of Afghanistan and the troubled situation there. So there's so many things upon our hearts. We lift them up to you and ask you to guide us. Be with us tonight as we meet to do your work and to help the city and to help our people. It's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the first thing on the agenda tonight is the tax levy hearing.
You should have a resolution in your packet explaining the new levy based on what the state auditor allows us. We don't have any say-so in what we levy, we just have it approved by the state and they set the level.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments on the tax levy hearing?
Angela, I have a question. It says commencing January 1st, 2021, and which is to be collected beginning November 1st, 2021. So it's the taxes that will be collected
Late this year.
late this year.
It's for the calendar year of 21's property taxes.
In Missouri, all property taxes are based on whatever property you own on January 1st.
Okay.
And I understand the rate has went down, the levy, from last year, so hey, that's a good thing. I don't see that happen very often.
What was it, Lynn? Thanks.
0.5449.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, if there's no questions or anything other than that, number 2, tax levy resolution.
I would make a motion that we go ahead and approve the tax levy resolution for the tax levy for this calendar year.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I think since the person is attached, we should do a roll call, so just record our votes separately.
Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Larry?
Just quiet.
Okay. All right. I know, they're quiet. All right. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Approve intergovernmental agreement for 911 dispatch services and personnel with Taney County.
I move the intergovernmental agreement for the 911 dispatch services and personnel.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. And reappoint Sam Boyd to Board of Adjustments.
I called Sam, he said he would do this for us one more time.
One more
So,
time, okay.
So,
Okay.
So he'll be in the class of 2025?
so, I don't think he realized that, but he said one more time, I mean, one more time is 2020, yes.
Well,
All right.
it's not like the Board of Adjustments has met very much in the last
Yeah.
3 years, so.
So,
And for those of you that don't know, the current members are Bob Cobbler, Sam Boyd, Ron Perry, David Altus, and Danny Wyatt.
Are those the only ones for us, or are those for the county?
That's for
That's
us.
the city.
Us, for the city.
Mhm.
City. See, that's what I said.
Yep. Motion?
I move that we reappoint Sam Boyd to the Board of Adjustments.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Okay, approve block time with Calypso Consulting for IT services for 20 hours for $1,700.
Is
This
that the
is
same as we've had?
Standard?
Yes, it's the
Yeah.
same rate. We're getting ready, he's getting ready to migrate our webpage over from the current Yahoo platform to the GoDaddy platform for hosting. And he's getting us set up with proper .gov email addresses so that it ties to our new web address as
Okay.
well. But he won't use that much for that, but
Okay.
we use it as we need it very carefully.
I would make a motion that we approve this.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Approved to hire a public works employee and a police officer. I see police officers.
You guys, I think you guys probably already met, he didn't get to make the last meeting, but he's been here in training. This is Will Grayson, he is our newest officer here. Ronald Bowden, he has been.
It's like deja vu.
Well,
Your brother.
his twin brother worked. for
I know,
us
that's what I mean.
before,
That's
so-
what I say. It's like deja vu.
So, both of them are getting started and getting everything squared away and doing great, so.
Okay,
Great.
awesome. Awesome. You guys have anything, questions? Everything going okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
I make a motion to approve hiring of these people.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay. What about the public works? Was it all included there? So, okay. All right, and then approve application for volunteer firefighter.
We're gonna have to suspend his application for
Okay.
just a little bit. He currently works for City of Branson Fire and he's got a second job. He just don't know what his time commitment, so he wanted to hold off just a little bit longer until he gets some stuff organized. But
Okay.
he still wants to volunteer for us, we just want to ask for a little bit of time, so.
Okay, so you want us to go ahead and hire him, or do you want us to table it?
Let's table it.
Okay.
In case something, because he couldn't really give me a
Definite.
date, so.
Okay.
But I think it's still positive, but let's just hold off for now.
Okay. Need a motion to table? Need a motion to table?
I make a motion that we table the application for volunteer firefighter.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, discuss Forsyth School Educational Animal Laboratory. I did talk to Dr. Mingus and told him, he asked if they needed to be present tonight, and I told him I didn't think so. We've received really great, from people that are really happy about it. So I don't see where that's going to be a problem. So I don't know if any of you have heard anything that's negative or positive. Mostly it's, like I said, all I've gotten is positive stuff sent to me, so.
I think it's a good thing that the ag department can have some hands-on experience, especially in the region that we live in, because agriculture is an important part of our region.
And they made a great presentation. I think they covered every base that you would want covered with an animal operation.
Yeah, I saw what that plan that they had and all of the manure removal, and I think that would have been the concern if it running into the creek and stuff like that, and they've got that all taken care of. Their plan was incredible, so and they definitely dotted their I's and crossed their T's on everything, so.
And their site plan looks good as far as the layout to not disrupt the neighborhood.
Yeah, so
I'd make a motion, we go ahead and approve this proposal.
And second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, and so with that, Mrs. Hesketh sent a letter to us on concerning, because of the allowing this with the ag part with the school district, she sent a letter to us. And I'm going to read that to everybody. To the Forsyth Mayor and Board of Aldermen, it is a fantastic plan, in my opinion, that the Forsyth High School Agricultural Department is looking at ways to provide more hands-on learning for their students, including the incorporation of fowl and livestock. And it is encouraging to have read in the Branson Tri-Lake State News article of the support the school received from the City Council for those efforts. It is, however, concerning to me that the Forsyth City Council would consider an exception to the ordinance that has not allowed the residents of Forsyth the same experience. Was it just 2019 when I presented the research done by my then 16-year-old with detailed explanations of the benefits to backyard fowl, ranging from the educational experience for the children, the tick maintenance, higher nutrition for free-range eggs, etc. We, the 200-plus residents who signed a petition asking for only up to 6 hens with distance to neighbors and proper care followed, were met with disdain and outright contempt by the majority of that board, possibly with Mr. Doherty being the only exception, and Mayor Coleman led that reception. The article previously mentioned stated that the City Council had chosen to wait on a vote until public input was received. I am asking that this letter be read at the next City Council meeting, at the Board of Aldermen strongly consider rewriting the existing livestock and fowl ordinance to include that homeowners can have up to 6 fowl. It would be hypocritical and discriminatory to allow the school to have an exception and not offer the same to residents. And feel free to contact me if you have any questions or would like to provide any feedback. Thank you sincerely for your time and consideration, Missy Hesketh. Missy, do you have anything that you want to add to this?
No, I think it pretty much speaks for everything.
Okay.
I don't know that the number of people who wanted a handful of chickens in their backyards 2 years ago has changed. I don't know that the number that wanted it would have actually gone through with it, so I don't know exactly what the contempt was at the time, the complete dismissing of it. So I would certainly hope that if we're going to allow it for one entity in town, that we give that consideration to the residents. We did have over 200 signatures from people in town that wanted it, so.
I'm sincerely torn with this because I think that chickens would be a good idea, because I can't eat I can't eat pasteurized eggs, so I have to go get them from somebody. The other part that I see is we have trouble with people taking care of their dogs, their yards, etc. And I'm concerned how we would. So I need to do a little research on this first, and I know they're probably not. But I think I'm going to look into it a little bit more, because to see what the other cities are doing as far as with the waste. Waste is going to be the number one. Free range is going to be, they're not going to allow, I read through Hollister's and they're not allowing free range. They just get into, I go to RJ and Shannon Matledge's out at Taneyville to get my eggs. And their chickens are all over the place, in the neighbor's yard and everywhere else. And it's just because that's what chickens do. And in town here, nobody's going to tolerate that. They're not going to want somebody else's chickens in their yard. So I could see why Hollister said no free range. And but anyway, so I'm a little bit torn as to this, because I see the good and I see the bad. So which one outweighs the other? And in my opinion, and my husband said this in that meeting I was here, and he felt like it should be put before the people to decide in a vote, and that was turned down. So I'll look into it a little bit more, get a little bit more info, and I will talk to the alderman and see where everybody stands on that a little bit more.
I did bring you a copy of the
I appreciate that.
pieces that Sophie
Yeah,
worked on a
because
couple years ago.
I was here, but I didn't have all of the info, so I appreciate that,
Mhm.
so.
And when I use the term free range, I wouldn't expect that in town.
Right.
And I think that we can specify that in the
Right.
information that she presented.
Yeah, that's
In the
perfectly common
enclosure.
outside of town, but,
Right.
and on a farm, but not necessarily in town.
Yeah, they would need to
so,
be secured.
Yeah,
And I think the waste that comes, well, I know the waste that comes from a handful of chickens, it just turns into fertilizer.
well, I can tell you, it probably isn't there as much as the 2 dogs that I have, so,
Right.
Or the
anyway.
geese in the area.
Or the
Yeah.
350-pound pig that my neighbor's got.
So anyway, but I will look into it more, and I do appreciate you sending the letter, and we're, just give me a little bit of time to look at it, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
If I'm not mistaken, the school was looking for the ag department a maximum of 5 head.
They are,
I
yeah.
didn't recall seeing anything about fowl.
They
No.
said no.
No, no
chickens.
foul. There is no foul. It's only cattle is
And
right.
they're
And
looking
maybe
at
some
putting
horses.
those,
Yeah, and the horse is more or less for the shoeing
Shoeing and stuff,
part
yeah.
of it. Yeah.
not to be resident.
Right.
horses
They
per
wouldn't be
se.
resident horses. They would be just brought in.
And
So
then too, where they're looking at putting the cattle is away from any
it
residence.
is. It's 900 feet from any residence. So yes.
And I think with the chicken situation, and I understand, it's nice to have fresh eggs.
Mhm.
But when you have people that own lots and their lots are next to each other, and if there is a amount of chicken waste and it rains, it's going to go other places than that particular lawn where it started from.
Mhm.
So you're going to be impacting other residents.
Right.
But when you're talking only 6, the amount of waste that is outside is nothing, and it just goes into the ground and acts as a natural
Well, if
fertilizer.
it rains before it goes into the ground, and I'm familiar with that. When I was young, we had chickens, and yes, I'm familiar with what chickens do.
Okay. So I'm gonna move on. Authorize application for American Rescue Plan Act Fund. And we talked about this a little bit in the budget meeting that we had, so.
It's pretty restrictive on what we can use it for, but there is a pool of money that we can ask for from the state that is coming from the federal government to do some specific projects. And we need to actually make that application with them. That website is live and is now accepting applications, and they are beginning to disperse the money to the various cities. So we need to come up with a good solid plan. I would be more comfortable if we had some sort of advisor that says, yes, this is eligible or non-discriminatory. We want to be sure we don't do that either.
Right.
So
Because if it was ever audited then, and it wasn't what they considered, it would be,
Pay it
we would
back.
be paying it back. Yeah.
So the person we hired to do that or asked to do that for us would be related to,
we would do a request for qualifications for a consultant,
okay.
and then they could help. We had talked about an employment hiring incentive for the local businesses to be able to access.
Right.
We want to be sure that we're not discriminating against any age, gender,
Businesses.
ethnic, social class, anything. And that would be someone who has more knowledge of the federal guidelines than.
Are there counselors available for us to contact that can give us good information?
Yes, I believe so. I got a lead on someone who is a city attorney for several cities in the 10-county region that Southwest Missouri Council of Government covers, and they recommended we contact him to get some advice or some pricing or something.
I think that'd be a great idea. I would hate to request money, spend it because we think it's okay, and then a year from now have to come up with
Wrong.
$100,000 to pay
Right.
back.
Right.
So I think we should go ahead and proceed with that.
Also, Southwest Missouri Council of Governments, SMS would probably be helpful.
They're trying to help. They don't have time. They don't have time to do the consultant work
Right.
through the council,
They are 900.
but they have some some viable folks to talk to. But I need authorization to click the boxes on the webpage and
Okay.
the mayor sign her name.
I move that we authorize the application for the American Rescue Plan Act Fund.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All right, fiscal year 2021 budget adjustments. That was our part of our budget meeting.
These are the budget adjustments that should bring us into budgetary compliance that our auditor checks for. And there's nothing too surprising in here. We took in a little more money than we expected a year ago and spent a considerable amount less than we anticipated. So it's actually, it is balanced and in pretty good shape.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the general fund and budget adjustments.
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. And let's see, fiscal year 2022 budget approval.
You've got a memo with a budget attached to it, making the slight changes that we talked about in the budget meeting. There are a couple of things that, such as the sewer sales tax improvement budget, the capital improvements budget, that we're not sure is funded yet till we submit the project to the county. So there's nothing in that budget yet, but that may be an amendment at a later date. And the rest of it was what we had talked about previously.
Okay, perfect.
I move the fiscal year 2022 budget.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Angela, thank you for doing such
Yeah,
a nice
Angela,
job on
yeah.
this.
Appreciate all your hard work on that.
It makes it very clear. and
Yeah,
I know it wasn't a 10-minute job.
it was not a 10-minute
I wish it
meeting
were.
either, that's for sure, so, yeah. Okay, approved.
It was
department-
nice having the meeting, the budget meeting.
It was, because that
to talk
took
about.
quite over
It
an
was
hour.
very- Yeah,
Just going
but it
through,
was
trying
very
to,
helpful.
yeah.
So,
Okay, approved department splits for payroll and benefits as stated in fiscal year 2022 budget.
That is attached as your last page, and that is, as we discussed in the meeting as well, for now, we're going to maintain the building inspector just in the building department, as the Woodlands project is going to start in September, and he's probably going to be very busy with that. So if we could approve those splits, the auditor requests that.
Okay.
I move that we approve the department splits for the payroll and benefits as stated in the 2022 budget.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And minutes of July 19th, 2021 meeting and minutes of budget workshop on August 4th, 2021.
We accept the minutes of August 4th, 2021.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, bills for approval.
I move that we approve the bills that are stated July the 22nd, $22,509.64. July the 29th, $2,667.41. August the 5th, $58,605.64. And August the 12th, $27,761.74.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, financial statements as of July 31st, 2021.
Back behind all of your accounts payable information and bills for approval, you've got your balance for all your accounts, comparing your cash balances this year to last year. We have a little bit higher cash balance than we did a year ago. Next meeting, you'll have an amended 2021 revenue and expense report showing the year end with the amended budget so that you compare how we did compared to what we expected to do. And that's basically it.
Make a motion to approve financial statements for 7/31/21.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Approval of transfers from July 22nd, 2021 through August 12th, 2021.
Motion to approve the transfers as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. All right. All right, does anybody have any questions, input? Oh, and also I want to thank the chamber while we're at it here for all of her hard work and their hard work of getting all the signatures that they got. I have that here somewhere. Oh, here it is. All these signatures that they got from the businesses and talking to MoDOT to get approval for the 2 highways to be shut down if we'll get enough police and fire to help with that too. And I appreciate all her hard work that she did to make that for this Harvest Moon Festival. I think it'll be an awesome deal, so.
And the bounce houses of the city, Nathan, you're gonna oversee the bounce houses or?
Well, yeah.
Probably need to get with Bill and figure that one out if that's something that's doable. There's some liability concerns.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You know.
especially with it not being in grass and it's in a hard parking lot. So,
And I'm fine with either one. We just offered if we're gonna have someone there as a booth or something, we may be able to run it, but
yeah. So we're still working on that part of it, but as far as the rest of it, it looks like it's good. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that's all I have. So if nobody else has anything, I'm gonna call this meeting to be adjourned.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Everyone stays well.
Yeah.
Yes.